Hey everybody, it's Will. I'm waiting for our guest tonight, Luke Stone from the Hybrids series. Um, just want to talk about a couple things real quick. Um, Later on tonight, starting Tuesday nights at midnight Eastern Standard Time or 9 p.m. Pacific, I'm going to be having a toy sale, like action figures and the like, on Toy Auctions 24/7 group here on Facebook. Tonight we are only on the YouTubeage because if you don't watch like 5 or 10 minutes prior to the time you set, Facebook kicks StreamYard out. So yeah, you would actually have to like stop everything you're doing, cancel whatever you wrote up for the stream you were going to do. You have to cancel the whole thing out and do it all over from scratch. So I wasn't doing that. I already shared out my YouTube channel creators outlet all over Facebook too. So after Luke gets here and he's telling you a bunch of stuff, I will jump onto YouTube and grab the link and put it over into the Outright Geekery channel. Right now, real quick before Luke gets here, I want to talk about some things we have going on. There's a bunch of episodes that are getting moved over to the NSC Road Show for NSC Live. They're linked with Inked Marketing. Check it out. Kevin does a great job from start to finish. As of right now, they have a 100%. What is that? Oh, okay. They just added something in StreamYard, and I'm like, why is StreamYard telling me? It's like, oh, my bars went down to 1. Oh, my goodness. So I forgot what we talked. Oh, yeah. NSC Roadshow. So check out Inked Marketing, and here's our guest, Luke.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, it's going okay.
Are we live already?
We're live already.
Oh, wow, you didn't waste any time on that at all.
No, I jumped in, but I jumped in live because the fake book already kicked out my stream because I didn't launch like 10 minutes ahead of time that I said I was going to go on. So they're like, nope, you'd have to rip it all down and start over. So instead, I'm going to just call up my YouTubeage page,
sweet,
hijack my link, and copy and paste this link into the out. Us being live, so right off the bat, let's address the elephant in the room. And no, I am not the elephant, though I resemble one. And sometimes at parties, I make I used to be able to make the noise. I can't do it now without teeth, but And you know, because I was shit talking you the other night, so I'm going to shit talk you again.
Yeah. I'm used to that kind of stuff, though.
So, the awesome black cover.
Yeah.
There's no ketchup tier
No.
with the black cover.
No. Because that's
What the-
serious. That's a seriously limited cover.
And
We're only doing 100 of those, and so if I just make it available for everything, it loses its luster. So, yeah.
Well, the ketchup is available for just about everything. Well, because that's a trade of everything that you've done so far, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's not a big deal, but I wanted the black cover in the ketchup book.
I might be able to do something special for you.
What the hell, dude?
I might be able to do something special for you.
Yeah, I know, but I'm broke now, so I went and looked at my account today. Go, oh yeah, my cell phone and my daughter's cell phone bill. Boom. You and your big stormtrooper over there.
Yep, that's Bob. I like old Bob. Bob makes noises. So sometimes he says things too. Yeah,
My Bob doesn't make noises, but he's from '89, so.
Oh, that's cool.
So how we doing on stretch goals?
We have hit our first stretch goal, so we have the patch that everyone's going to be getting, and then our next stretch goal is at 2,500, and it's going to be an additional trading card that everyone's going to get, but it will be a holofoil trading card. I like that stuff.
That's cool because I've been unpacking my entire life. So good friend of mine when I went into a coma back in 2016. Basically, him and a bunch of other friends and family of mine went and packed up my life that was in a house I was renting, and I just got it back like about 4 weeks ago. And it's tough unpacking stuff when you live alone and you're crippled, but I'm making headway and finding all kinds of like cool stuff, and then realizing I have way too much cool stuff. So now I have to start hosting a toy sales show on Toy Auctions 24/7. That's going on tonight at midnight, so it's going to be a long day for me. Nice. I'm old. That's way past my bedtime.
Yeah.
He goes, I can give you at 9 o'clock. I go, yeah, but my podcasting, I need like 2 hours to do everything I need to do for podcasting. He goes, no, 9 p.m. Pacific. I'm like, oh, freaking midnight.
I've done some of those where I've done like 11 or 12 o'clock at night, and
I was figuring 11. That way, the latest I figure I'd probably like just go like 2 hours, an hour and a half, 2 hours, and be done until the following week. But it's like, no. I'm like, So Das Killing Fields.
Yeah, man, it is. It's
part one,
and so this could be a 4-part series. And issue 2 I'm working on now, or part 2 I'm working on now, and it is. I'm telling you, it's epic. This next one, so this is a 32-page self cover, 28 pages of content in there. This next one is going to be a 40 or 44-page self cover. So we're talking 36 to 40 pages of content. So it's gonna be epic.
Well, that seems just like that's like that's a double issue right off.
Yeah.
The bat. So.
Yeah.
So that's pretty big.
Yeah.
Okay, I found us on the internet, so I can get that to where it was supposed to be. And I see you are also doing another thing, entering the continuum.
Enter the Continuum, yeah. So with Terraform Comics, we're doing a. It's not really an anthology. I think that's our best understanding of it in Western culture is an anthology. But there's basically what it is. It's a number of stories that is broken down into smaller chunks and told in smaller chunks in one issue altogether, and then spread out over a number of issues. So 3 or 4 issues. The whole story will be told, but it's paired with other stories into one offering. So that's kind of how that works.
So you're doing something right in lines with the old Marvel Comics Presents.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
where then the next issue you'll get the continuation of that story. One of the stories may move out and another story comes in, you get the start of it and things like that. But that's how that particular volume will work. So we're releasing the first of those. It goes live soon next week. It goes live on Valentine's Day. So yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was stalking your page, so I was like, ooh. So all the single people out there that aren't doing anything on Valentine's Day can jump on early and back that book too. So tell us how this whole thing came about, because like this is your 5th crowdfunding on the Hybrid series.
Yeah, well, it might be, yeah. Well, see, I used to crowdfund over on Kickstarter, but I've moved from the Kickstarter to the Indiegogo for this particular project. And so I had done where I did the Kickstarter and I also did Indiegogo. So I think I've done 5 campaigns total on Indiegogo, but I've done a ton of campaigns. So on Kickstarter, I kickstarted the first issue. I didn't the second. I kickstarted the 3rd for like a print run, and then the 4th, 5th, and then the trade paperback. So there was 5 Kickstarters over there, and then this is my 6th book that I've crowdfunded for the Hybrid universe. So, yeah, this is technically, if we're doing legacy issues, this is issue number 6 that I've done, and I'm working on the art for issue number 7 now. So. Pretty exciting.
Ooh. Yeah, it's gonna feel good when you pop on to check on, like, every morning after you grab a cup of coffee and you look up and it says like 166% of funding.
Yeah, it is nice. I was very fortunate. Had a lot of great supporters come out on day one and go ahead and back this thing and get us over the funding goal of $1,200. The stretch goal, things have slowed down a little bit, but I think right now people are a little more leery of spending money. I think people have a little less money than they did 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And, gas prices are starting to go up, and there's some uncertainty about when stimulus checks will come out. And, there's just a lot of things that are kind of uncertain. So that's why I wanted to do a funding goal of $1,200. And I actually have it to where you can get this book shipped to your house for $12 if you're in the United States. So it's a $7 book and it's $5 shipping. So I try to make it really have a really nice value for people.
Yeah.
And even if it's like at worst case scenario, you want to read it, but you can't even afford $12, we do have a $2 digital tier that people can get involved with. And so, that it's something I really wanted to do. I wanted to be mindful of people's financial situations. Mm-hmm. And give them options to be able to get involved and read the story at any level that they could afford.
Yeah.
And then there's a few tiers on there that are a little extra special and a lot more fun. So,
especially the black cover.
The black cover is very cool. Yeah, we're only doing 100 copies of that max, and it will not go into in demand. So when we're in demand, the only things available will be cover A, cover B, and the digital.
There it is, the black cover.
The black cover, yeah. Black cover actually has a few extra pages in it. And so it is a little thicker. It's going to be really nice for people. I think they're really going to like it. But
yeah, a bunch of people jumped on and ordered that cover Sunday night when I was heckling you in the chat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, not just you. I heckle everybody. I don't want you to feel special or anything.
Yeah. Well, if you can't handle a little heckling, you don't need to be in this game. So
yeah. If you can't handle getting your chops busted, the internet might not be the place for you.
Yeah. I have a tendency to not spend a lot of time on there. But
Well, because you're busy drawing lots of stuff. So
yeah. So I started Sunday night on part 2 of The Killing Field, and I'm already 6 pages deep. So, and I didn't do any drawing today. I needed to take a break from the art, and I was focusing on kind of preparing myself for this next Sunday and that kind of stuff. So that was my focus today. Tomorrow, though, we're going to be back at art.
Every once in a while, you got to take a day off, ice the arm, and
yeah, I'm getting a claw. See,
yeah, you got to ice the arm, and before you go to bed, you play that speech from Balboa.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, Rocky. Good night. So. Featured part 1 triple pack collection, $30.
Yeah, that's the featured tier this time around. I change it occasionally, like every week or so. I'll change it, but right now that's the featured one because it does include the black cover. We've only got about 70 copies of that aren't spoken for yet, and so.
Well, that's a good deal right there because. That black cover is so pretty. You're gonna want to put it in a frame or something, or a top. You're gonna want to put that like in a top loader right away.
Yeah, and that's why I didn't include the black cover with the catch-up because the black cover is a collector's piece. It's really something that most people probably won't read. And for the catch-up, I wanted to put covers in that people would probably actually open up and read and check it out. So that's why I did that the way I did. That is a great deal. So you're getting 3 books for $30, and keep in mind that the black cover is normally $15, and the variant cover by Nitho Diaz is $10. So right there's $25, and so you're actually getting the regular cover for $5 on that one. So that's like a $2 discount, which is almost the retail price that we give a retail a discount that we give the retail on that.
So if you're checking this out, and everybody's going to want the black cover. Some people just want to read it and they just want, cover A or cover B, but the black cover is, the black cover is going to be the one that everybody's talking about when, we're on, chapter 37 of Hybrids.
Yeah, hopefully.
It's like, remember the black cover?
Remember how awesome that was? Yeah. I hope to add a few more covers like that, that are exciting over the course of the campaign. But
yeah, just to do something different.
Yeah.
You get the digital download for $2 for people that are strapped for cash, or possibly even people that are overseas and don't want to pay that $39.95 shipping fee there.
Yeah, we really were thinking about them a lot in that decision because we know how tough it can be to pay that. And right now, I think it's just $25. They're doing something new with the VAT, the value added tax for the UK, and so we'll see how that works. And so hopefully we don't have to go back and and do anything additional with that. But you know, it's all different now because of Brexit and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, yeah. Politicians, they'll screw stuff up every time. Cover A, $7. Got 8 of those claimed.
mm-hmm.
The Nitho Diaz cover.
Well,
10.
you know, yeah, and I'll just point out that like looking at what is claimed is not accurate because there are a couple of secret perks that people have gotten a hold of. And so there's actually more of a book claimed than what people can see. And then also it doesn't show what's claimed in the add-ons. So you know, we've had a number.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had a number of add-ons.
So we're gonna put these claim numbers here, but you can't tell how many are gone.
Yeah, just of the ones that are listed is what you can actually see. So
Yeah.
that particular perk we've had.
So you see this piece on the menu, that's how many are sold, and this piece, even though this piece is included in like a few other perks, but
Yeah.
and the black cover right now is on sale for 25% off.
Mm-hmm.
$15 instead of the regular 20. And you said you had about 70 of those left right now?
We have about 70, yeah. Yeah, we've had about 30 of those go out. We still have, you know, the 3 weeks left. And so, I mean, it would be nice. I've never actually sold out of a perk before. But
yeah,
it'd be neat to see them all go.
Then we have the bells and whistles.
Yep.
The book, a sketch card,
a sticker, and the trading card that goes with everything.
Okay, I wasn't sure whether it was a pin or a sticker. I couldn't tell. And then the variant pack for $25.
Mm-hmm. Got Catch Up A or Catch Up Standard, which will be the standard cover for the trade and standard cover for part 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The Bells and Whistles Plus is pretty good. You get all 3 covers. So basically it's the bells and whistles, but you also get cover B and C with those as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and a nicer, larger image of the sketch card so we can see Soul Sucker.
Yeah, the trading card is pretty cool. Yeah. There's also a back that has stats on it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and the second trading card at the 2500, it's going to be that image above. That's going to be a trading card, and on the back is going to have stats for the character. So pretty cool. It's a special edition trading card for this campaign.
I opened up a shoebox and I found a crap load of cards.
Mm-hmm.
I found some art cards. Like I found a set of Michael Whalen art cards, a set of Olivia art cards. Those are always fun to find. Like the old Star Wars CCG cards from Decipher from eons ago. And like various packs of like art cards, like Royo cards and Rowena cards, stuff like that, which is always cool to like, you know, just label it random box, stick it in the closet and pull it out like every 5 years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of neat it's like little treasures, little tokens that you can look back on.
Yeah. I also found a pack of the inaugural Marvel 1995 metal cards. So I thought they were actually metal cards, and then I opened it and I go, oh, this was people getting suckered in. They're not real metal. They're not actual metal cards. They're,
yeah.
They're pre-90s gimmick covers. So they're like all foil. They're very shiny and very pretty, and I'm like, ooh. Variant catch-up with trade paperback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you get the variant cover of the trade paperback and the variant cover of part 1. So
And did you do both those covers?
no, I didn't do either one of those covers. First cover is Kanan White, and the second one is Nitho Diaz.
Oh, cool.
I did the I always do the standard cover, so I'll do a standard cover, and then my next cover will be another artist that I'll hire, and then the third cover is either, it depends. It might be another artist, might be me or whatever. So in this case, I did the art for the black cover.
Then we have the dad pack.
The dad pack, yeah, you get that really cool dad hat. It's an all cloth hat with some distress already done on the bill, and you get cover A, cover B, and the chibi sticker. Chibi
Stickers are like ridiculously popular right now.
Oh yeah.
Cover B, nice. And the drawn in tier, get drawn into part 2 of the Killing Fields.
Mm-hmm. Yep, this is really cool. The last page of the book is going to be they're in this kind of like dark temple, and there is some evil monks that kind of come out, and you can get drawn in as one of the evil monks.
See, I like that already.
Yeah.
And a nicer blown up image of the black cover.
Yeah.
You can't help but drool over that thing. It's just beautiful.
Well, thank you. I think it looks really cool. I'm excited. I'm excited for people to get them. Yeah, they're way cool.
In the swag pack.
Yeah, the swag pack, you're getting all kinds of stuff here. So from my website, we've been doing backpacks, the dad hat, coffee mug, and we've got this giant 60 by 70 inch fleece throw that's going to have the Kanan White cover on it, Kanan White art on it, and it's I own one, and I really like it. I really like it a lot. So, yep. And you get cover A, cover B, the chibi sticker, the trading card, and the sketch card. So,
yeah, I've got like way too many throw blankets.
You can never have enough.
Maybe because it's bad enough that I'm in a wheelchair all the time. But when I go to my recliner, the first thing I do when I sit down is reach over to the side and grab whatever blanket of the week I have out here, and I got like 7 of them. I'm a big Boston Bruins fan since I was a little kid, so I've had like 3 or 4 different Bruins blankets, like various fleeces with team images or whatever on them, and every single one of them has disappeared to my daughter's room. So, any thoughts in the future of maybe doing an action figure?
Yeah, I actually do have some thoughts of doing an action figure. It is, it's something that I really want to do like right away, but it's not something that it's a viable option just quite yet. So hopefully by the end of this arc, we can offer an action figure. I was hoping to offer an action figure with this one, but it has just I've tried to work out the pricing and all of the stuff that goes along with that, and it's just not been,
not feasible yet.
Yeah, I need to start making in the five figures, so before I can really start thinking about that. So I break into 5 figures, then an action figure will be close behind.
Cool. So. And then there's the Become a Hybrid tier.
Yeah, no, this one's really cool. So you can be drawn in as a cameo for $100, but for $150, not only do you get your choice of cover, so you can get any cover you want, but you also get to be a part of the process of designing a hybrid that's based around you. Okay, and you get to kind of be a part of developing this character, and then it goes into a backup story that's going to happen in part 2. So at the end of part 2, you'll get this other. You'll be able to see your character in action. Yeah, man, so it's not even it's a foreground character, really. So pretty exciting.
Man, I need to borrow somebody's credit card. And of course, the this rad looking backup story by Rog and Jim.
Yeah, Raj Mahan and Jim O'Reilly did a fantastic job on that.
Even though Jim thinks the art sucks.
Jim always thinks his art sucks.
Yeah, I know. I every time he's on, it's like, oh, this is just terrible. I go, well, you know, Pops has my address. You can just send me all the terrible art.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting. Nothing. Red Cape.
Yes. So we introduce another threat into this universe, and it is the Red Cape. So in the backup story, we're going to learn even more about Red Cape.
Mm-hmm.
But this particular, without giving away any without any spoilers, that's what this scene is talking about, is the Red Cape.
Very cool. I get almost like kind of like a Gen 13 vibe off this book.
Yeah, there's a little bit there, yeah.
The Game Master.
Yeah, the Game Master is always in control.
It's the chibi sticker. Rascal.
Yeah, he's a brute, but he's cute.
It's like you just got taken out by an Ewok Wookiee hybrid. I like that you have like larger pictures so everybody can like, you know, see the art on the covers.
Yeah, I wanted to do that so that you know, we can show off like what you're getting.
Get a better look at it than, you know, is usually presented.
Yeah. Get a little better look at all that swag, but down in the add-ons, you get to see even better.
Coffee mug. Love me some coffee mugs. Backpack with the artwork on it.
Yeah, that'll fit a 15-inch laptop.
Is it made specifically as a laptop backpack?
It is. Yes and no. It's a standard backpack, but it is made specifically to have a backpack pocket in it. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that's a huge comfy blanket.
Comfy blanket. Yeah. So if you have to if you have to convince your wife because you want to spend the scratch for the big perky perkness, they should be like, but it comes with a comfy blanket and a backpack and a new coffee mug for you. And everything, of course, is shipped in Gemini mailers.
Yep.
And
the only time I can't ship in the Gemini mailer is if people buy, like I had someone buy 2 sets of the floppies and all 3 of the trade paperback covers from the last campaign, and it just wouldn't fit in a Gemini. So I have a larger box that I use to ship those in. But everything else, that if it can fit in the Gemini, it goes in the Gemini.
I think I'm more impressed for the fact that you have Terraform Comics tape to seal all your packages with?
Well, I'd seen a couple other people, do branded tape, and I really, we had done branded stickers before and stuck them on the boxes in the past. But for Terraform, I wanted to go ahead and put those out there. It's kind of a cool thing when you see that box come in the mail and you see that bright sticker, and you know what it is, you know where it's coming from. So
yeah, well, anytime any of us see a Gemini mailer, we know we're getting comics.
Yeah.
But then we have to look at the return address and try to figure out from there who that might be. Yeah. But you see this, they know they're getting something from you.
Yeah.
And I mean, it really jazzes up the package.
It does. Not just some boring brown box.
Yeah. Now, they know exactly what they're getting. And, there's going to be I'd be afraid to open it now. Like, but the tape's so cool. I don't know if I want to open it.
It's okay. It was relatively cheap considering, and it's intended to be opened. So for sure, go ahead and cut that tape.
Cut the tape. Okay.
Cut the tape. Yeah.
It's safe to cut the tape. Looks good. Colors look great on this.
Thank you.
And we have one update. Oh, that's the funded. I knew that. I was there.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to do another update tonight to let everyone know that we've reached the first stretch goal, and so let everyone know that we are moving on to the next one and what everyone's going to get, and then what we were looking forward to on the next one. So by hitting the two, so I don't have like arbitrary numbers for the stretch goals on this one. Mm-hmm. My stretch goals are intentional. And so at $2,000, it allows us to be able to, it was going to pay for all of the colors, but we have more pages in the next book than what we had anticipated. It was supposed to be 26 pages, and now it's going to be 32 of story for this particular book. And so we've got to work on paying for all those. And so in order to speed up the production, that extra going up to that $2,000 is going to allow us to make a massive deposit on the colors and probably even actually pay off all the colors. So some of that money is going to wind up coming out of pocket, but it allows us to be able to get the colorist on the work now. So he's actually starting on pages now. So I've got 6 pages finished, and he is working on the colors as we speak. So as I get work done, I crank it to him, and then he gets it done. And so that by hitting that stretch goal allowed us to go ahead and start that process, because then we knew we would be able to pay him, and we wouldn't have to wait to pay in batches, but we'd be able to pay all at once. And so what we need to do is get up now to the 2,500, because what that will do, that will pay for the extra pages that we've added, and it will also pay for the letterer. And so that's what we're looking forward to there. If we can just get up to the 2,500. And so that's our next goal. And hopefully it's something that we can achieve within the next 3 weeks. And so,
plenty of time.
Yeah, plenty of time to get there. And then we have another stretch goal after that. I don't like to throw out the dollar amounts, but I will say the next stretch goal, what you get. So this next one, you get the trading card, and there's one after that, and you get a poster. And so we actually include a poster. And then I do have one more stretch goal after that planned, but I don't have it listed, and that is going to be another patch. We're going to do another patch with the campaign. So
cool.
And that one's going to be more, we're going to take one of the chibi stickers, and we're going to have that digitized and put into a patch. So we're looking forward to that one.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So I started doing this because I like to get other creators supporting other creators.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to ask you if you can recommend, besides your book, since we know you recommend your book because
course, right?
because if not, we're barking up the wrong tree, I guess.
Yeah, right.
If there's another indie comic that you've read or you've seen on crowdfunding that you're excited for, or that you've read recently that
Sure,
you really liked.
there's a couple. I mostly read indie comics. I don't buy a lot of mainstream comics these days. Anything from the big two just doesn't happen. Most of what I get now is from indie creators, and there's so many good ones. And I would say to get Voodoo Nation, but I'm on that book too. So I'm trying to think of something that I'm not a part of. Anthony Figueroa, I just got his book in the mail today, God's Hand, and the art is gorgeous. The book looks gorgeous, and I can't wait to break into that. I've read a couple pages already. It just looks tremendous. And so I would definitely say check his work out. There's a guy named Justin Dutton who's got a book called Unstitched. It's an all ages. Well, I call it an all ages reader. It's really for probably ages like 7 to 12. And it's a kind of a Tim Burton-esque horror kids tale that I like a lot. And I would suggest that you check that out. It's called Unstitched. And then let me see, what else have I read lately that I really got into? I'm drawing a blank. But those are two that I would say.
Yeah.
I would say definitely go check those out.
And the new project that's about to launch, can you tell us a little more about that?
Enter the Continuum. Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have a story in there with Rob Anderson. It's called Wolf, the Wolf, and then it's going to be Wolf and Fox as our two characters that are going to be in that story. It is about a superhero team they're recently divorced, and yet they still have to fight together for the good of the city. And so that's going to be a really cool story that we're doing. We've got a great story called Eclipse that's in there by Bobby Gregory, and Mike Seeley is doing that one. Mm-hmm. And then C. Michael Lanning has a story that's in there called Reapers, which is really cool. It's like a rockabilly thing, and it's just like a rockabilly punk deal. It's really cool. The aesthetic is neat, the art is neat, the story is neat, and that's kind of that's something you're definitely going to want to check out. And then we've got pages in there from Austin Janowski, who does a tremendous job with his creations. And he's got a book with us called Dawn and the Dead. And so you'll get a preview of his book in there. And then you'll also get a few pages of Russ Leach's Only Death Can Save Us. So so we've got a pretty awesome offering that's going to be in that book. You're definitely going to want to check that out. And hey, Raging, how's it going? But yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be a good time. So, again,
I like those multi-part stories, like the old, like I said earlier, with the old, like Marvel Comics Presents.
Yeah,
because it's it's almost like you just bought 3 to 5 different comics, so you get a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
But it sounds like a lot of fun. It's definitely something I'm probably going to want to check out.
Yeah. I've been sharing the links and stuff to go sign up for notifications when it launches. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a fun one. Some good stuff in there in this book. And then we've got a lot of stuff planned for the next one that's not even in this one, but yeah.
Oh, cool. I'm just sharing out the links for Hybrids: The Killing Field Part 1 on my personal Facebook page and the Tweetiverse. I try not to spend too much time on Twitter.
Yeah.
I post and then run away before, I'm attacked by somebody.
I don't get attacked on Twitter too much, but I also try to. I mind my own business as much as I can. You know.
So what are you hoping to hit at close of the campaign for backers?
My backers, I'd like to hit about 120, 125. I'll be happy with 100. Heck, I'll be really honest. I'm happy with the with the 50 or 60 that I've got now. I'm happy with anyone that will give me money for what I write and what I create. So I'm always happy and grateful for every backer we get. I would like to see. So we tend to average lately about 100 or so backers. I would like to see that again on this one, between 100 and 130 backers. Obviously, if we could get more, I would like that too. Because that means more people are getting a hold of the books and more people are engaging with the stories and the characters. And so, but I understand, realistically, where people are financially right now and things like that. So I would like to maintain about where we are with readership. But if we could increase that a bit, I'd really be pleased with that.
Yeah, it's always enjoyable when you realize that you're growing your audience.
Yeah.
Reaching more and more people. So,
Yeah, I try my best. Just thankful to be able to make comics that people enjoy and people read. I got a message this morning when I woke up. I'd gotten a message from one of the people that had purchased the trade paperbacks of Trash Day Volume 1. And they had great things to say about the story, how they enjoyed it. And it just, filled me with the warm fuzzies and made me excited to keep telling it.
And, get back to work on stuff. And
yeah. So I'm drawing part 2 of The Killing Field now. But I'm also writing part 3 and part 4. So I'm finishing out this. They've been written in prose form. Now I'm writing the scripts for those. And so I'm scripting those 2 out now. And, and so it's going to be, I'm telling you, this is going to be epic, man. It's going to be one of it's going to be it's a massive story. And just everything that's happening with it is tremendous. Right now it's some of the best writing I've ever done in my life. And the art that's coming out is some of the best art I've ever done in my life. So I'm pretty happy with both of those aspects. Of course, I did did part 1 back in November, December is when I did the art for that. And so looking at it now, I'm like, oh, I would do this different. I could do this better now, because I've got a short story and I've got another issue that I've already completed with Voodoo Nations 2. I just wrapped up the art for that one. So, so now looking back, I'm like, I could do better, but I'm still pretty happy with how it turned out.
Okay, Jim. I don't like how this looks.
Yeah.
I'm going to race and start all over.
Yeah. Raging, I love that you like that first arc. You want to know how dark we're going. It's called The Killing Field. Okay.
There's going to be some killing.
It is. I try to start us out with some humor because I'm going pretty dark. Yeah. It's going to be brutal. So if you thought the first arc lacked action in any way, shape, or form at all, you will not feel that way about this arc, because the first issue is just kind of this part 1 is just kind of the introductory, and it still has action in it, but it kind of lays the foundation for some of our characters' relationships. It also gives us the little bit of character development in there. But in this, and so in part 2, we build on that, and then we jump right into action. And then, to be really quite honest with you, the last issue and a half, it's just going to be yes, a lot is going on with that. It is. I've been excited to write it. I'm excited to draw it. I'm even more excited for people to read it. Really, to be honest, I'm really excited about it.
He's bringing the evils.
Yes, yeah, it is. You realize just how bad our bad guys are, and then you realize how tenacious our good guys are. And then it sets us up for the third arc, the in-betweens. So it's going to be really cool. Dark enough that maybe some of the OG doesn't make it. Yes.
Ooh.
Yes. And the ones that do will forever be scarred.
Well,
That's all I'm going to tell you.
if you're unlucky enough to see some of your friends and working friends get, murdered before your eyes, yeah, you're pretty much scarred for life. So,
yeah, it's. I love a good tragedy, Ragin. I love a good tragedy, and I'm hoping to write one.
hell, even though they brought him back, I'm still scarred from when they pulled the Hostess cupcakes off the market.
That was just torture.
Oh, Raging has goosebumps now.
That makes me happy. Yeah, I think you're gonna like this. It's gonna like this. And yeah, the third arc that I do bring back a little bit of hope, but yeah, the third arc is I'm already writing it. So I'm already starting to kind of get it down in prose on okay, this is what's going to happen over the course of the whole thing. Okay, this is a scene. So how I do is basically I try to create a rhythm, and I will create beats. So it's this is scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, scene 4, scene 4, and I'll tell the whole story in scenes, and then I will break that off. Okay, well, this is going to be an issue. This is going to be an issue. This is going to be an issue. And then once I do that, then I go in and I script those scenes out into a book. And so I'm already starting the scenes. I'm writing the beats. I'm already writing the beats for the next arc. And it's just, I start the story. I know what's going to happen at the end. I know where my end goal is. But what happens is there's two things that I take in consideration when writing a story: is how will the characters respond to each other, and how will they respond to the world around them. And so there's two things that kind of drive it. I know what's happening in the world, that kind of the chaos feature that most people don't know. I know what's happening behind the scenes. But so as I throw something at the characters, I have to decide how, I have to think, well, how are they going to respond? Knowing what I've established about the character, their personality already, how are they going to respond to each other and to the situation at hand? And so that creates these new and interesting scenarios as I think about how Trashman or Chlorine or Rev will respond to some of these things, or even our villains, how they might respond to a situation. And so it just begins to develop some of these other ideas and thoughts that I know these are the big staples that are going to happen, but it creates some of these other really fun ideas that I'm like, oh, that totally would happen. That totally would take place. And so it allows me to kind of build and expand that story arc into other things. I think probably what's going to be most noted at the end of this story arc is, number one, the loss of what our characters are enduring. But number two, going forward, how that shapes the team and their worldview. And so it's pretty exciting. On my end, I can't wait for people to see it. That's why I'm trying to work so hard to get all of the stuff done as fast as I can, at the highest quality that I can, to make sure I get the books into people's hands. So the goal is that when this campaign ends, we're not extending it. It's going to be 28 days. Files will go to print. We will get the print stuff back. As soon as the money comes in, we'll get everything paid for and then get everything shipped. And so that will be that case. The art will be being wrapped up by the time fulfillment has ended, and we will send it off to letters, and then we will start the campaign probably April or May. Start the campaign, then we'll do that process over again, and so then probably July, August we'll have part 3. And if we can squeeze them in a little bit more, it might be one of those things where I do part 3 and part 4 together. but it just kind of depends. So part 2 is actually going to be like a double issue. It's instead of being a standard 24 or so pages, it's a full 40 self cover. So maybe more, but we're looking at trying to keep it at a 40-page self cover that has 36 pages of story on the interior. So, and that would include 32 of my story of the main characters here, and then 4 pages of the Become a Hybrid tier. So there is that Become a Hybrid tier. If you want to join the universe and be a part of the universe, I definitely encourage you to do that. For $150, you get your choice of cover. You get some of the other kind of the other stuff like the sticker and the trading card and a sketch card. But you also get a kind of one-on-one. We develop you into a hybrid, and you become a foreground character that has the potential of overlapping with our main characters in the future. So,
yeah, it's a very cool tier. Like I've seen the get drawn in tiers on people's campaigns, and I've seen Graham Nolan did it with the Chenoo. There were 2 different tiers to get drawn in. One was you get drawn in and you get horrendously murdered, or you get drawn in for a higher tier and somehow you just barely make it out alive. But he also made his $10 tier into buy Graham a beer, so Now, why did you leave Kickstarter and choose to go over to Indiegogo?
Well, a couple reasons. It wasn't really anything to do particularly with the platforms in and of themselves. I like running Indiegogo. I like that platform and how it works. I like that it takes the money out right away for people. So it's not like a surprise at the end and we don't have backed pledges. I like that it has secret tiers that we are able to send out to the mailing list so people can feel like they're getting a special deal. You're not capable of doing that with Kickstarter. I also like the add-ons. Kickstarter has included add-ons now, but Indiegogo's kind of always had them. I kind of like the way it does it. So there's all those reasons why I did it. The platforms are just they're so different, but outside of that, the reasoning behind it was because we have so many projects launching. I would normally do an Indiegogo and a Kickstarter, and I would run them on both platforms. But unfortunately, what I run into is that I would have campaign overlap with other things and other projects that I'm on. And so I'm trying to keep certain things to Indiegogo, certain things to Kickstarter, so that it's, I'm not getting backer fatigue over the 2 platforms. And I only have 28 days to run this one. And so typically I don't run them congruently back to like side to side. I run them back to back. So I'll run the 28 days here and then I'll run, 14 days on the other platform. And so it had been going back and forth, but I just enjoyed the platform so much from the trade paperback that I just stayed over there as my main platform, as my starter one. And then I just decided not to go to Kickstarter this time, which I know there's a couple of backers that they only, they're like, I don't like Indiegogo. And I'm like, well, I hope they can get over that fear of Indiegogo because they know that I fulfill, they know that I send the books out, they know that it happens. Mm-hmm. So there's really no worry that you're going to get your stuff. I like that platform.
Yeah. People that are worried about getting their stuff, they don't need to worry about the platform that it's coming from. They just need to worry. Yeah. They just need to think about the creator. And if it's somebody that's, well established like you, or just a creator that they know, it's not like they're not going to get their stuff the same as they would, if they ran into you guys at like a convention and just bought it off the table.
Yeah. And the truth is Indiegogo takes less in fees. So I actually make more of the money. Yeah, that's pledged to the project, and so it just makes sense for me to use that platform. based on all of the stuff is in favor of using that one.
Yeah, and somebody else told me that Indiegogo once during your campaign will let you change your goal.
Yeah. Yeah, you can change the amount of days that you're on there. I don't know that it allows you to change your dollar amount.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're locked in with that, but it allows you to extend your campaign. So if you wanted to go further, you could. But I'm not doing any extensions on this one. It's something that I thought about, but from the very beginning, it's been no. We're doing what we're doing. No
Mm-hmm.
more. Yeah.
No more, no less, because
Yeah.
I've got 3 more issues in the bag and another series starting up.
Yeah. Yeah. So I see there's a question on there. What's with the backup stories? Clarify that a little bit. What do you mean, what's with the backup stories? We have one that's in this book. That's 2 pages. It's from Raj Mahan and Jim O'Reilly, and it covers some origin to one of our characters named Fuji Katakana, or Mount Fuji as he's been nicknamed. And so he's quite interesting. Yeah, he's quite interesting. And this story kind of dives back into like when he kind of part of his origin. And so I hope to bring these 2 back occasionally to explore a little bit more of his origin throughout the series. As for the other backup stories, there is the backup stories for the Become a Hybrid. And what that is, we're expanding the universe. So what happens in the main storyline, it's kind of like the Skywalker saga, if you will, for lack of a better description. So you've got the Skywalker saga, and then you've got the spin-offs like Rogue One and all those kind of things. And so what we're trying to do here is we've got this main story arc that I'm telling, but the world exists well beyond just these characters that we see in the main story arc, and we want to expand this world and to see show what's going on in other places in the world. And aside from that, I kind of want to hand off some ownership of the universe in the fans' hands. Let them be able to buy into it and say, "Hey, this is mine now." I'm literally a part of the story. I'm part of the universe. So that's kind of the idea and the hope and plan behind that.
Oh, he said the 2-page stories, and you just explained that. So.
Yep.
And that's just, even though Jim doesn't like anything he draws, but everything he draws is just amazing.
Yeah, he's quite good. He's one of my favorite artists right now. And I mean, that might change, but probably not for a while. Like his work is really solid. I like what I see coming out from him.
And how's the reception with retailers?
Retailers, we're doing pretty good. We've got a couple of local places that we are able to do a lot of work with, and I'm so very thankful for them. I do offer a very steep discount for retailers. And so if people are, if they have a brick and mortar and they want to carry this book, they're indie friendly, then we give a 45 to 55% discount, which is a really hard thing for most indies to do, but we've been able to work out our pricing structure in order to do that. So I've been working well with retailers, and I love going to the brick and mortars and setting up and doing signings and getting my books in those places.
Yeah, because I've seen other books that you're involved in popping up on live shows over at Space Cadets in Texas, and
I try to be involved in a lot. Yeah, I really like the guys at the Collective. They have been a tremendous support for all the projects that I've been on. Actually, I can't think of a single one that they haven't been super supportive on. Yes, the trade is available on the Indiegogo. Well, he said first was what else is coming out from you? You missed that part of the conversation earlier. More than happy to talk about it again. What did I miss? Okay, so Rachel said, do you talk about the black embossed cover yet? That is gorgeous. Okay, yeah, let me talk about that real quick. The cover, I wanted to do something new and something special with this campaign. I didn't want to, just do more of the same. I've done holofoil covers, I've done special lava covers, things like that. So I was originally looking to do some spot foil printing stuff, where like the little pieces foil or whatever. And I started talking to some the printers that I use, and none of them were capable of doing that. And Aaron Kane, who is one of the suppliers that I use, he said, "Look, I started doing these new covers, and people really like them." And so he took a couple of pictures. He sent me, and he goes, "It's a matte black cover, and it's printed with clear coat toner, and so it creates this slightly raised, glossy artwork on the flat matte cover. Look gorgeous." I immediately fell in love with it. So I was like, that's what I'm doing. It took me no time at all to come up with some art for it. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. And so I came up with this design for the cover. And so that's where that came from. Pretty excited about it. It is gorgeous. And we're only doing 100 of those. It will not be available in demand. And so once the campaign ends, it is going to no longer be available. Unless there will be a trade show version, but those will be, printed as I need with a slight variation from the original. And what else is coming out for me this year? I've got a few things in the works. I'm working with Rob Anderson, and he and I are working on a book called Wolf and Fox, which is actually going to be coming out in the Continuum, so you can get that in the Continuum when that launches in just a few days. I am working on Voodoo Nations 2. It's coming out. I've also got some other small, like some short stories that will be going in the Continuum. And then there's a new story that I do hope to launch this year called Juror 13, which is going to be dark and amazing. Love it. Let me see, what else am I working on? There's just a bunch of things that are happening. I do have someone that's in the process of, they're asking to.
There's the Continuum.
There it is. Yeah.
And I put the link for the Kickstarter for the Continuum is in the chat now, so you can click on that and sign up now. So as soon as it goes live, you'll be notified, and you can get in on that right away.
Yeah, so we've got so the Continuum will launch in just a couple of days, and then I think it's March or April is when Voodoo number 2 comes out. And so we plan on having the rest of that book done this year as well. And I had another guy that was wanting me to work on his book. And so I was hoping to be able to announce that, but I haven't really heard from him yet, so we'll see.
For now, details to be announced.
Yes.
So there's a lot of cool stuff that Luke's got going on, and plenty of books.
Plenty of books.
Some days his drawing on thinks maybe a little too many books, but so well, you gotta take that day off and ice up the arm,
Yeah. I don't know if there's this thing as too many books.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I'm really taking this year, and I'm trying to draw like it's my last year of existence, basically. It's like try to get as much done as I possibly can. I watched that movie on Disney Plus, that Hamilton show, and it kind of spoke to me when they kept talking about he's writing like it's like he's running out of time, and I'm like, yeah, I need to do that. Like that's what I need to do. I just need to write and draw. Like I am completely running out of time to get it done, and so that has been my goal and how I've been approaching this year, and how I plan to continue to approach this year. Just moving forward is just to keep working. So like even now, like when we're talking, you might see me pick up a pencil, and I'm doing some drawing. I'm doing a little art, getting a page done for this new hybrid story. And you know what? Here's what I'll do. I'll go ahead and I'll share it, so anyone who watches it, maybe they can see. I can show them what I've got going.
See what you're doing.
Yeah, kind of be the staple for the show, like kind of the thing I'm able to show off. So here I'm working on pages 8 and 9. We're on pages 8 and 9, so the pencils are done. I'm actually going in and doing some inking. This is a new character that is, he was introduced in issue 5, but not really to the degree that he is in this arc. So he's actually kind of become part of our villains team here. And so we get to work on that. His name is Ophidian. He's kind of a dastardly dude. And he and Rascal, our other villain over here, they don't quite see eye to eye on things. So that's what I'm working on. We've got this kind of little chase scene that's happening here. So our villains here are chasing down a new hybrid, and we also introduce a new hybrid in this situation. And he's running away from him. They're having a little back and forth. Ship is chasing him down. He's ran into some trees, but they're able to follow him through to the other side of the trees. So that's kind of what's going on with that. That's what I'm working on. All right. I see they ask, who's my favorite hybrid character and why? Danny. Danny's my favorite hybrid character, and it's because Danny is a real person. Danny's not he's not made up. So I'll just pull that page up here. I got some art here with page here with Danny. Finished this page today, or yesterday, I mean. So Danny is a real guy. When I was writing the story, I realized there was an element missing. And that element was that we kind of needed that guide by the side character, the lovable dude that didn't pull any punches, but kind of acted as kind of this kind of the father figure of the group. And I had this guy in my life. I'd been serving with him at our church. And I said, Danny, I kind of need you in the book. Do you mind if I write you in? I'm not sure how big of a part it's going to be, but I would like to write you into the story. And he agreed. And Danny is now my favorite character. And he works great in the story. And what's funny is he's become a lot of people's favorite character. So not just mine, but there's a good solid number of people that absolutely love the Danny character. Yep, that's pages 6 and 7.
So he's not just a character; he's what grounds the story.
Yeah, and there's just some really cool things that's happening even in this page, and I don't want to give a whole lot away because we learned that Danny has quite a past, and he's got connections that no one would even realize that he has, and so those connections come into play at the end of this arc, and they are a large portion of the next arc. So
interesting stuff. Hey, any book with a chase scene in it, I'm down.
Yeah.
Because why do you like chase scenes? I go, because it brings me back to being a little kid watching the Dukes of Hazzard. That was a show that was on for X amount of seasons, based on car chases and their pretty cousin working at the saloon. So,
yeah.
And how many issues in did you say you had scripted out so far?
I have. I'm scripting out part 3 and 4. I've been working on that the last 2 days, and so 7 obviously is done. And then I have the outlines. I'm working on the outlines for issues 10, 11, 12, and I think it's going to wind up being 4 more issues. Do 13 over there. I started out the arc with 5 issues, but to be honest, the very first issue that I did was I wasn't expecting it to be picked up and to catch on and to go as long as it did. So it was just kind of an introductory to the story. And so though it kind of gives you that intro, issue 2 is really where I start getting into the meat and potatoes of what the story is all about.
So issue 1 is actually issue 0, and issue 2 is issue 1.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. But it was released before 0 issues were actually released, before they were doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's really kind of how that works. So that's what I did. So I'm trying to keep these to 4 issues, but do longer issues. So the majority of the last arc, they were 20 pages, 24 self covers. So 20 pages of story in each one of them. So 20, 40, 60, 80. And then the last one was 24. So 104 pages. This one is already going to be, let me see. The first one was 20. So 28. We're already going to be well over 65 pages by the time I'm done with issue 2. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a meaty story.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's not bad at all. You're going to have, anywhere from 104 to 140 plus pages of story for each arc.
Yeah. Yeah. So we wound up taking the first arc. We added extra content to it. When I start an arc, I try to start creating some of the backstory, like some of the behind the scenes commentary that I like to add. And I like to add all those things into the trade paperbacks. And so, working on those things already, it will be at least 140, if not more pages. The next arc the trade paperback will. So.
Yeah, so that's quite a bit of reading.
Yeah, I'm trying to give everybody bang for their buck,
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah. Well, it's a great looking book, and of course, the black cover makes it even better looking. And you too can have the black cover.
You too can have it.
It's on sale, and it's in the featured tier currently. You can get all 3 covers, including the black cover, for $30 right now.
Yeah, we're just $500 away from the next stretch goal. So we'll add a trading card into the package, a holofoil trading card.
That's just cool. Little cool things like that make people happy.
I think so. It makes me happy when I get all those extras.
I like getting like a handful of extras. I don't like getting a Brian Polito bag of extras. I'm like, it's like he made his own like factory behind him, and he's just pumping out like all this stuff. I'm like,
When you say you want to add other creators, okay, I guess I don't understand that question. When you say you want to add other creators, would you do crossovers with them? Yes, I would do crossovers with them. Yeah, I'm always happy to share kind of the toys in the sandbox with people. And then I'm always happy to go into other people's sandboxes and help them out too. And I like to do crossover books, which just reminded me, I'm working with another creator to do a crossover book here after this art is finished. So once I finish this issue, I will work on another one that will feature one of my characters and one of their characters. So pretty excited about that one. It should be pretty fun and should go over well.
Yeah, that's always cool because it's like a totally different feel you get for the project.
Yeah.
Plus, it's an opportunity for other creators to show off what they do, you know, to your fans and vice versa.
Yeah.
Nice line work too.
Thank you. Takes a lot of time and expense and effort to create a comic book.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like the end result is definitely worth it.
Yeah, it's something you're passionate about, and you know you can't wait to hear what people think about it when once you're done.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to be happy with my, looking back and like seeing my art or whatever and be happy with that aspect of what I've done.
Mm-hmm.
But I am happy when people are able to, come back and say, oh, I really like what you did here with the story. I really like this part and those kind of things like that. It really fuels the desire to continue to create and to write.
Yeah, I think because of everything going on nowadays with the the lack of conventions and everything, I just kind of like digging into everybody from an occasional fan to hardcore collectors and creators. You don't have that one-on-one experience to be able to reach out and talk to people in real life.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing we did a couple of years ago, kids.
Yeah.
We used to go out in public with lots of other people and jam into convention halls and hotels and just hang out with a whole bunch of other people that love comic books. And
Yeah, I miss all that. I'm looking forward to. I think it'll come. I think we'll get a bit of that back this year, and I'm also looking forward to trying to have even more books finished by then. That way, when I go, I have a pretty big offering to give to the crowd. That way, it's always easier to make money selling 5 comic books than it is 1.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, at this point, I'll be able to. It looks like I'll be able to have Voodoo 1, Voodoo 2, Continuum, hybrids 1 through 6, maybe 1 through 7, trade paperbacks. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to the possibility of having quite a bit to stick out on the table, and
you're gonna have a whole table full.
Yeah, I've been looking at new ways to. Do the display so that I don't take up as much space, but I can still present as many books.
Yeah, that way, at con time, if you're only taking up like half the space, you can get somebody else to go in on a table with you.
Yeah, and that's the idea. I'd like to go in on a couple tables with some other creators with Terraform, and split our time, because I can't be gone the whole weekend. So because of my my responsibilities with the church.
It also opens it up so you're not chained to that table for the entire time you're there.
Yeah.
You can actually take off and grab something to eat and hit the men's room on the way back and not worry about if you're losing a sale because you have somebody else there to man the table for you. Plus you get to have a couple of minutes to walk around to see what else is going on and what other people might have with them.
Well, Will, I'm getting a important call.
Okay, well, we'll cut it here. I'll wrap up, and we hope to see you very soon with more news. I know we'll be hearing about Continuum in a couple of days.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'll be sure to be posting those things and letting everybody know about it. Thanks so much for the time and hanging out and talking talking about the project and other stuff. Looking forward to sharing more in the future.
Thanks. We look forward to seeing more, and thanks for sharing some art you're working on too. That was pretty cool.
Yep. All right. Have a good one, man.
Have a great night.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, everybody. That was Luke Stone. He had to take off on an important phone call, but we've been going like a little longer than normal. But I also wanted to give a big shout out to an indie comic series that I am a huge fan of, and he's been on the show multiple times. And he had a fan made him a very cool trailer for the comic book series, The Listener. And I just wanted to pop that up and let everybody check that out in case they missed it on a prior episode that Dustin Burnell was on. Very cool book. So we have all of the in the chat. At the very top of the chat, you have Luke's Hybrids, The Killing Fields link. There's the black cover right there. And let me zoom up to the top. You still got 19 days left, 59 backers, and they're only $500 away from the next stretch goal. So for now, for us here at Creators Outlet, we're going to sign off. If you're a toy fan, I will be in about a little less than 3 hours. I will be in the private group Toy Auctions 24/7, selling a bunch of toys, collectibles, action figures, and anything else I can get my hands on over here tonight. And that'll be going on for a couple of hours. That'll be East Coast time. It's midnight. Pacific Standard Time. It will be 9 p.m. So until next time, thank you very much for joining us, and peace, love, and